Well, first of all, Calvary family, thank you so much for being a part of this mission team here to Panama. And so one of the first things we did when we got here off of the plane, we got here at about midnight on a Friday night, Saturday morning, and that next day we were having a pastor's conference at 8 o'clock on Saturday. And it was just so great to see there were three different indigenous tribes that came together at this pastor's conference. The Lord wants the little children to come unto him. We had a wonderful time with the children here at Panama. We held a vacation Bible school. We were with the children during Sunday worship, and we were with the children during Wednesday night services. We were with the children in the hospitals. We were with the children when we went to another indigenous tribe, the city of Periati. What a blessed time. And the children were so blessed by the stories of forgiveness and the stories that we poured into them. And our team did a phenomenal job. Some of the children from right here in Panama were with us. They're not all bilingual. They know a little bit of English, but they're right there with us, singing the songs, praising the Lord, and doing those things that God would have us to do. What a wonderful time coming alongside them and the children's ministries in all these activities. Then the Lord had us speak to three different groups while we were here. The policemen, the firemen, and Panama's equivalent of our FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. But I'll tell you, it was that police force that'll just always stand out in my mind and in our minds, as there was just you could sense the Spirit of the Lord in that again, that koinonia fellowship. We thoroughly loved it. We had an opportunity also to go about 4 hours east of Panama City, and we traveled to a group called the Imbera. We went to a city called Periati, and in that little city, it's really a village, in that little village, we got together with the pastor of that village, of the Imbera tribe. We got together with the children. We did the vacation Bible school, and we continued to worship and praise. We went to Lajas Blancas. We broke our group down into two different groups that day. One group stayed in Periati, and the other one went to the Daddy-in process, Lajas Blanca. And there, we got into boats perhaps 20 feet long with a small, probably 2-horsepower Suzuki motor on it. And several of us, a team of us, traveled upriver about 15 minutes, no more than 20 minutes, because that's the only way to get to their village. And we went and spent time with one of the local churches there and broke bread with them, shared the word with them, even got to visit with their local police force and let them know who we were and why we were there. Let me tell you what happened when we were with the police force. As I mentioned, we had about 30 people who showed up for that. Do you know that when the salvation message and the salvation invitation was extended to them, 15 hands were raised, either for salvation, perhaps rededication, and what a blessing that was to see. The Spirit of God was strong.
I think the only thing different was the language barrier, but the thing is, we always have a common language, and that's Jesus Christ. Once the kids get to know you and warm up to you, they was just like any other child, and I just have a heart for children, and I just made myself available, and they bonded, and we had a joyful time. We had the opportunity to go out to some of the village and meet some of the local national folks, and as well as some of the orphanage, as well as having children here. And one thing that I really liked about it is they all wanted to be loved, and that just touched my heart, and I just really appreciate that, and just having that opportunity to just love on them and pick them up and hug them and throw them around, and it's just always a joy to just be around you.
I've really been pleasantly surprised, even though we are in another country, at how much peace I have being here, how at home I feel, and just how the people of Calvary Chapel, Panama have received us. It's been amazing. I feel blessed. And just seeing them and how they serve, it has made me fall more in love with Christ, not having any idea what to expect. And for me, just coming to another country with the language barrier, because I've don't really speak Spanish. I had fear of the unknown, and for me, just seeing us all come together as one and how unified I have felt with all of the people here, not just the people on the mission team, but the people of Calvary Chapel Panama, and just the peace, the peace and the love. I mean, you cannot help but feel it. It's amazing.